My name is Tina Trenner, and I live in District 4, and I'm a broadcaster by profession. I produce both national and local television and radio shows. I've been an investigative reporter for a very long period of time, and the story of Mike Monroe so prompted me to believe that this was a great story that I actually became part of the Citizens Task Force because I know something's very, very wrong. I can smell a story a mile away. The newspaper in Elko, I take that back, Ely, was so stunned by Mike Monroe's 22-point-something% win that they wrote a story because they'd never heard of him. He was totally off the radar for all of the media in that area. They wrote the story about who he was and who he wasn't. And they asked anybody in White Pine County to please come forward to the newspaper and report that they had voted for Mr. Monroe. To this day, no one's shown up at the newspaper nor phoned them. This is a story. And we may want to believe that someone just went into the voting booth and said, oh, what the heck, Mike Monroe. But they didn't do it 22% of the time. As I said, I'm an investigative reporter, and I can see a story, and this is one. I'm working on a national show, and this is going to be the second show I do when I go on the air. I'm taking my cameras up there, and I'm finding out what's going on. I believe so strong in the republic that we live in, and I don't believe we can have the republic if we do not have honest, fair, and accurate elections. And I'd just like to say one more thing. This past weekend, I watched the 50th celebration of Selma. And I remember being a child and sitting with my father and watching the horror that people went through with dogs and water hoses being turned on them because they wanted to vote. And today we are so cavalier with our vote that we can't even audit our vote. I implore you to think about what we're doing here. This is the safety of our republic, and we can't be this cavalier. We have to think of the people in the past and what they suffered through in order to be able to vote and realize what an honor and a privilege it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony. Okay.